Play like a pro. Play Gibson Epiphone guitars. Available at music stores everywhere.
Live via Starlix, it's the Joe Walsh Guitar Show featuring Joe Walsh. I'm Rick, the bass player. Here's Joey.
Hi, gang. How are you? It's great to be here. Okay.
Joe, what have you got on your mind today here with your show?
I tell you, I figure what we do is, I think one important thing people should know is how to set a guitar up so that it's perfectly intonated and will stay in tune. That's something I know about. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go visit a good friend of mine, Roger, and go in the lab a little bit. And then I think a slide lesson would be appropriate. Don't you think?
Very good idea.
And then I think probably we'll do a little performance.
Very good.
You know, one thing, ah! Jeez, I hate that. To introduce you to Mr. Roger Giffen.
Hello.
Luthier, master of everything. He's going to give you a little tour of his laboratory here, and I'm going to get ready to show you how to set up a guitar from top to bottom so that you can play it. Ready, go.
Go. Take the glasses off. Follow me.
Yep.
Here we have the assembly line, such as it is. Various guitars being worked on right now. The machinery that one needs to fix them. There are, as you see over here, a number of guitars being worked on, spare necks. We have a stockpile of Gibson bodies, which I build up for various different customers. And basically, this is where it all happens. Anyone wants anything unusual, they come in here, and boy, do they get it.
This is George, by the way. George is a personal friend of Roger's. He's from, where's he from, Glasgow?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Found him on the doorstep.
Okay, gang.
Wake up, George.
The first thing you do is if you're going to show somebody your guitar, you take the bridge off. George, take it easy. This is a 1958. See the 8? If it don't say 8, it's been refinished. As a matter of fact, this guitar has been refinished twice. This is the original way it was, and when Roger got it, it looked like this. See that? Ah! So Roger stripped it and put it back like it was. Okay, gang, we're gonna set, come over here, Raj.
I'm coming.
We're gonna set up a guitar from top to bottom. Over the bridge. Here's what I do. I go through here, pull it through. I go this far, right here, okay? I pull it down. you wind in. See that? See how I made the bend? And under. Get it? And over. George, take it easy, will you? I like that. Okay, now, then we start to wind. We're going to wind. Then, bring it right on up. Gotta be on the bridge, or you'll notch the winding. There you go. Now, you do this, like that, okay? And then you tuck it so you don't impale one of your fingers. That's done, okay?
Right. Okay, I put them on strings pretty much the way Joe does, maybe a little quicker, but then I've had a bit more practice, I think. I mean, let's face it, Joe, I'm older than you.
That will.
Right, make sure it sits on the bridge nicely. String through the post at the top. And just a little bit of slack. Same principle as Joe. Round the top of the post and underneath the string, holding it with your thumb. Pull the bottom end through, hook it over, and tug. That's now locked. That can't move. It will never come undone. Wind it up to pitch with about 3 turns of string around the post. Like that. Quiet, George. Okay. Tune it up a little bit. Give it a little bit of a tug. Now, I cut the strings off short. Joe leaves a bit of an end on and then bends it. I don't bother to bend them. I just cut them off like that. And that won't go anywhere. That'll stay in tune. It'll work beautifully.
Roger went ahead and finished restringing this. Here is that goes on there. Here's what you do. Roger may disagree. If you disagree, let me know. There's 2 ways to see if your neck is true. And necks warp. Humidity, barometers.
Yeah.
Barometers
Barometric.
can mess. Yeah, barometric. Yes. Okay, look. I'm going to sight down this to you. It's slightly bowed this way, but okay, good. It is that way also, but you got to look this way. Okay, good. All 4 ways. The neck is doing this slightly. Okay? Here's what you got to do. See one of these? Good for you. We're going to give it this. Okay? That ought to do it. It's very subtle, folks. It's very subtle. But don't forget to sight down your neck both directions, especially on an acoustic. I think it needs another twist, Rod.
Yeah, just a little more.
It needs 1 more of those. It's 1/8 of a turn, folks. That's all. Now, people don't know about this. And you know on a fender, it's in here, right? So you got to go the other way. But to tighten is to make the neck this way. To go, counterclockwise is to do this. You want the slightest this in your neck, the slightest bit. And if it's like this, like on a Martin, that's okay, because they don't have truss rods and you can't do nothing about it anyway. Okie doke. Intonation, not bad. Here's what I do. Find the 12th fret, right? The octave. There you go. Hear that? That's the octave. You compare the harmonic with the push down note. That was a little flat. We're in pretty good shape. See what I'm doing? We're all set except for the third, which we're going to have to intonate. It's almost perfect. We're all set except for the third. And if you remember, I said that the third was so important because if the third's out, any other string can be out a little bit. But if the third's out, you sound like a Rocky Horror Show. Why don't we do that real quick, Rod?
Okay.
All right.
Use a suitable screwdriver.
Now, from here to the 12th fret and from here to the bridge should be exactly halfway. Okay? This is a little flat. Okay? That means that this has got to come which way?
Forward, very slightly.
Forward. Because they're not the same distance. You got to be real careful, especially with these old bridges. So look, what I'm going to do. That ought to do it. Oh. But there you go. There you go. This guitar will be in tune. There you go. It's called perfect pitch. Let me tell you how to have perfect pitch. It's real easy, gang. What you do is you sit down at the piano and you sing the lowest note you can sing. And find out what note that is. We'll have to work on this a little more. Find the lowest note you can sing. Okay? And find out what that note is. And then when you're on stage and you gotta know what an E is or an A, just sing the lowest note you can sing. And you're plus or minus a quarter tone. Okay? We wanted to turn this over, but we're not going to. This is pot cleaner. Now, there's several forms of this. You got any? Oh, there we go. Here's a potentiometer. See, that's the other end of these things, okay? This is important because when they get icky, you gotta clean them. When they get noisy or scratchy. And I hate it when people replace original ones just because they needed this. Okay? Any of these things, you get this at your favorite whatever. You gotta get it in there. Okay? Raj, can you hold this? And go ahead and push it. You got to be turning it when you do it. There you go. There you go. That's how you do that. Okay? Pickups. What I always did in the James Gang was to take these pickup covers off, but I don't think that's a good idea anymore. I like to screw these down all the way and bring the pickup right up under the string and then adjust. And if you play an open E chord, which I'll show you about when we perform, it is this string, the B string, and the G string that are the most important to get a power chord that makes sense. If the G is too loud or not there, it's less effective, and the B string, same thing. Those two are the only screws you need to worry about if the rest of them are linear. That completes the list as I have it. I hereby declare this guitar in alignment. Thank you, Roger.
You're welcome.
Blinded by the sound of the thunder, sit and stared out at the rain. It took me back when I was younger, in a vacant lot day. And the fall brought an Indian summer with plenty of places to play. I can still hear him calling from far away. I can hear thunder walking down the alley. Indian summer, and the summers are hot and the winters get cold. Not a lot smarter, but another year old. And sometimes I'm still at the fishing hole, far away. And you never needed bait where we used to go. Just a safety pin hook and a bamboo pole. Throw the little ones back, take the big ones home. Far away, far away, walking down the alley. Indian sun, bass solo, hey. Finding times that let my mind wander. Sometimes I still hear him calling. Now here's what you do, here's the secret. You get the whole audience going just like you are now. You go, sometimes I still hear him calling, and you go like, everybody's going, oh, it's so beautiful. And then you go, far away. And Just go for it. Far, far away. Indian summer. Indian summer. And then the applause side goes on, and here it is.
So Joe, besides dropping the low E string to a drone,
G, yeah,
to a D,
drone,
do you experiment with other types of tunings?
Well, yeah, a lot of us do. Joni Mitchell, I think, is a great one. Cat Stevens also. A bunch of people experiment with tunings, and it takes you to a different part of the universe. When you hear a song, you gotta go looking for it. For example, there's one guitar over there on the wall. See that one? That's in a special tuning.
Oh.
And let me show you one that freaks me out. I don't know how I came around this. I just came about it. This is called a G tuning, and this comes out of like the Topanga Canyon, Joni Mitchell, David Crosby early days. A lot of people were using this because it's so melodic. Okay, G tuning. Take both of your E's down to a D. Use that one to key off of. Okay? Then take your A string, fifth, down to a G.
Okay, let's tune up. G tuning. The sixth string, the E string, we'll drop that down a whole step to D. The fifth string, the A string, we drop that one down a whole step to G. The fourth string, the D string, remains the same at D. The third string, the G string, stays at G. Second string, the B string, remains at B. And the first string, the E string, drop that down a whole step to D. G tuning.
First of all, what do you have? You have Keith Richards. Except he takes the low string off and plays five string. Okay? Gotta fine tune it here. I don't mind taking the time to fine tune it because every time you do that, you have to. And I want to encourage patience to everybody. So, patience. Let your guitar get where it needs to be and settle in. Okay, you can see how tough that can be. That's a Rolling Stones secret. But here's how beautiful it can be. Good question, by the way. Check it at the 12th fret, folks. Just one more thing. That guitar over there is in a great tuning. And here we go. Here's how beautiful it can be. Here's how beautiful it can be. It's okay. There we go. Mostly just a finger straight across, like slide. So help me through the night. Open my eyes again. Tell me it's alright. Help me through the night. Mama. That's a two-finger tuning where you can be really, really melodic.
Beautiful.
If you're not that good, get in G tuning. If you're good at words and good at melodies, get in G tuning. And it's two fingers, and you can work wonders.
You have to make up your own chords because you try some of the same shapes.
Well, we're in G. It's bar chord like slide.
Okay.
And there's your two fingers on the D string and the B string. There's a world of wonders that can be worked there.
In G tuning, when you play the chord open, you're actually playing a G chord. The bass note is the 5th string, G. The 6th string, which is ringing, is just the 5th of the chord, D. Using Joe's two-finger method, whereas you fret the 2nd string a half step above and the 4th string a whole step above, you're actually now playing a C chord with G in the bass. C being the 4 chord of the key of G. If you were to bar the 5th fret, you would have a C chord. And using the two-finger method, you'd be going from C to F.
Drives people nuts. How do you do it? So, I don't know if that's a genius or not.
A lot of right hand in there for that.
It's all right hand. It's all right hand. That's what nobody realizes. You got to watch their right hand. When I watch somebody good, like Ry Cooder, right?
Yeah.
Or Jimmy Page, or Clapton, watch this hand. This one, everybody can do this, but it's all here. How close to the bridge, right? Or like, it's all in the right hand. That's a trick people don't know.
You're using your fingers too for the Funk 49 thing.
Well, yeah, it's sorry, but it's truth. You take this and you go, and then you pick it. And that's all Joe Jackson stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I stole that lick from Steve Cropper. I'd have to say Cropper.
And, a country like James Burton too.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. And Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
But all of our grandfathers are Les Paul. We love you, Les. Les Paul. He invented the pickup. That's why we're all here and we don't have jobs. Down the list. We owe it all to Les Paul.
Okay, let's tune our guitars to E tuning. 6th string, E string remains the same. Here's E. Now the 5th string, the A string, we'll tune it up to B. Up a whole step to B. 4th string, which is the D string, tune it up a whole step to E. 3rd string, the G string, tune it up a half step to G sharp. 2nd string remains the same, B, here's a B. 1st string, the E string, remains the same, here's an E. That's E tuning.
E-tuning. It's so easy. Here's what I learned from Duane Allman, born on the same day I was. E-tuning. No, wrong. That's D. You tune, see, here's the E chord. Right? Good. You want to tune your whole guitar to that without having your hand on it. So, we'll tune it up. I don't need that finger. Don't need that finger.
G string, the important string again.
G string. There you go. Now we got to tune it. We got to fine tune it. Here's how you do that. There we go. Yeah, check it with harmonics. You can hear it, man. You can hear it. Yeah. I'll take one string out. You can hear the difference. You can hear the resonance, like it's bagpipes almost.
Keeping in mind, the notes in E minor pentatonic scale are E, G, A, B, and D. While you're in E tuning, you can easily play those as chords. Open E, across the 5th fret for A, across the 7th fret for B, across the 10th fret for D, and again E again at the 12th fret, which starts over again. Or the 1, 4, and 5 chords in blues, E blues, 1, 4 chord A, 5th fret, back to E, 5-chord B to the 7th fret, 4-chord A, 5th fret, back to open E. Possibilities are endless.
Let me show you how to get rich. Dwayne Allman gave me a Coracidin bottle. It was a glass bottle that Coracidin cold tablets used to come in. They don't make them anymore. They're plastic now. One time I went and bought a dozen of them, and the pharmacist thought I was like a junkie or something, but I wasn't. I said, you can have the pills. I just want the bottles. Okay, so we're E. Look. 12th fret. Glass slide is the best, but I use brass ones because Coracidin bottles are endangered species. There aren't too many more of them. I have the one that Dwayne gave me. Yeah, I'd never take that on the road. You keep it straight across, parallel, straight across the fret. And your tremolo, your vibrato, it's like this. Here, give me your hand. Relax, relax completely. Look, relax. Ready? See that? Wasn't that funny? That's what you do. So, you can do stuff like this. I'm just putting my finger like straight across. Keith Richard bar chord. Then you have this. And you have then you go here. And here. 4-chord, 5-chord. And that's all you need to know. You can be rich like me.
How are you getting such a clear tone when you're not muffling on the other side of the slide? That's
yeah, good idea. Well, I'm limiting at between the guitar and the amplifier. I'm limiting fairly heavily. I'm one of those guys, old timers, who believes in plug and go. Plug in and roll the tape. I'm worried we have too much technology and we're working for it. Everybody, all these young kids want to know, how do I get my sound? Unplug all that crap and roll the tape. Let's see who's tough. All right. How do you come up with a solo? I don't know.
come on, you do too.
Well,
Come on.
I listened to it in what, 18 years. Less is more. I find less is more. And really hooking up all this junk called technology to fix it later don't work. If you get it right the first time, you could save a lot of money. on an album budget or something. I don't know, folks. I would recommend everybody to learn every Beatles song. Start at the first Beatles album, learn every Beatles song. Learn the chords. Secondly, get Everly Brothers albums and learn the third part harmony.
I'm missing
Like, here he comes, back to ground. G tuning, 2 fingers. Don't worry, back to ground. Now, can you sing?
that part.
No. Can you get up there? Okay, there's here he comes. Again, here he comes. Okay, there's a third part in there. Comes. That's the part that ain't there. That's why the Everly Brothers were amazing, and that's why Crosby, Stills, and Nash are so amazing, because Crosby always sings that part that you can't hear. You hear Stephen or you hear Graham. But if it wasn't for Crosby, it wouldn't be there. Learn that third part, the ghost part as we call it, to Everly Brothers stuff. That's all you need. Secret I hate to give away. I hate to give away. Vibrato on an acoustic guitar. I hate to give this away, gang, but you got to pass it along. Okay. The important thing with slide guitar is you got to have high action. You got to have your slide guitar up here. It can't not buzz on the frets. It's like David Lindley does with lap steel, okay? But it doesn't have to be up that high. It's got to be, it can't hit the first 2 frets. Can't hit those, or it'll buzz, and that don't sound good. And you've got to be able to get it back into regular tuning on stage. Okay? That completes the list as I have it. Don't tell anybody about that secret. I'd like to remind you, if your feet smell and your nose runs, you're upside down. You have anything else?
And about covers it, Joe.
See you on the second one. Practice.